Xbob here with Dishonored by Arcane Studios, who were responsible for Arx Fatalis and their more recent title, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic. It's easy to see the inspiration from other games in Dishonored. At first glance, it seems like steampunk Deus Ex meets Half-Life 2 meets Bioshock. However, there's more to Dishonored than that, and I'll be diving into a little bit of that today. As you may have noticed, we've got the basics, head bob, difficulty, etc. But then we've got chain climbing relative to camera, which is a very useful option as there happen to be a lot of chains to climb in Dishonored. Next, we've got all the control options, everything fully remappable, which is great for my strange control setting needs. It's worth noting that all keys show up as proper icons in the game world, so you'll never be confused at button prompts. Under mouse settings, we see smoothing, which is a nice option to have because developers seem to think it's a good idea to include mouse smoothing in a PC game. It's not. Ever. And some aim assist options, which are off by default. Video options is where things start to get fun. You've got an FOV slider, which is always nice even though this one is limited to 85 tops, VSync, different anti-aliasing methods, and my personal favorite at the bottom here. Nothing says PC options menu quite like rat shadows. Audio is pretty basic, volume for different sound sources, and a decent subtitles option which allows for subtitles only on main dialogue or all dialogue. Skipping ahead just a bit, we have an intro not too dissimilar to Bioshock, where we see a bit of the city, hear a little bit about a rat plague, and learn that we play as Corvo, bodyguard to the Empress. After meeting Emily, daughter of the Empress, and engaging in an optional stealth tutorial, we come across the Empress herself.
Are you okay, Mother? You seem sad.
Yes, don't worry, darling. Mother is fine. Wait, where are the guards? Who sent them away?
Yeah, guess what? It ends badly. After a Three's Company-esque misunderstanding, you're ironically imprisoned for having apparently assassinated the Empress, hence the game's title. This is where the game actually begins, and you learn that you can either stealth your way around or destroy everyone in your path. Obviously, you can also play stealthily and still kill people if need be, but there's a bigger mechanic at play here. A gameplay hook called Chaos is a rating given to the player after each mission is completed. It ranges from low to high. The more corpses you leave, the higher the Chaos rating. The justification given for this is that the more corpses you leave, the more rats appear and strengthen the rat plague terrorizing the city. We'll get into the rat plague in just a bit. A group called the Loyalist helps you escape from prison, and you learn that it's possible that you were set up. A game that starts off wrongfully imprisoning the player character? Pshaw, it'll never work. Missions are not failed for being spotted, however, but they become much tougher if you wish to play non-lethally. You have to escape, no small feat as enemies are as fast, if not faster than you even at sprinting speeds, and keep them off your tail, or use some of your precious sleep darts. There are other ways to avoid detection that I'll explain shortly. Skipping ahead again, we come to the end of the prison section where I execute a master stealth strategy and am spotted by no one, not even the rats. Take note on how precisely I time each movement so as not to be Well, I guess it's worth noting that the movement in the game feels very nice. You can climb up pretty much anything that has a ledge, which makes you feel much more able to move around stealthily, and also execute better escapes. You also have a slide ability, which is great for sliding under tripwires, and the upcoming blink ability, which is fantastic. While we're watching a bit of the combat, this also feels very good. Your pistol is very loud and powerful when fired, and your sword is easy to strike with, and parries make you feel like a pro when timed right. Of course, parrying 5+ foes at once isn't quite as easy. So about the rat plague. Turns out it's more than just a plague delivered by rats. Oh, it's that too, but it's also a plague of rats. Ugh. Yuck. That's nasty. Guess there was a reason for the Rat Shadows option after all.
Good. If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo. You're afraid of him?
Oh, come on! I guess that establishes that the rat plague is dangerous and you should stay away from it. It's pretty good, right?
Either way, let's just dump him down there.
Likewise, this shows that the rat plague is always hungry and can be manipulated with flesh, living or dead. So you make your way out of prison and now you're navigating through a sewer. Don't push the bounds of innovation too far, Arcane Studios. Wouldn't want you guys to get tried for witchcraft or anything. I'd say all I need is to be fighting giant rats in the sewers, but they appear to have just exploded one giant rat into a swarm of smaller rats. Oh, also, traps. You get kill new sword and crossbow, escape the sewers, yada yada. I'm not here to explain the whole story for you. This is where the game actually starts, so I'll be talking pure gameplay for a minute to avoid spoilers, then we'll wrap this up. This game might look it, but it's no RPG. You can pick items around the world up, sure, but unlike Elder Scrolls, you won't be managing an inventory full of those 40,000 plates and cups you picked up because they could be worth something. Any items worth money are automatically converted to coins, available for immediate use. Coins are used to purchase upgrades for equipment. The equipment is alright, but what I want to talk about are your supernatural powers. Early in the game, Corvo has a dream that takes place in what I can only assume is a late 80s progressive rock album cover. He obtains a magical powers and gets a sweet clockwork heart to creep the ladies out with. It also has a secondary function of pointing out where runes and bone charms are in the world. Runes are used to upgrade and obtain magical abilities, and bone charms are a sort of trinket that gives you passive bonuses such as harder hitting crossbow bolts. Outside of this basic upgrade system though, the game is focused on stealth or action. You don't earn experience, you don't have a talent tree, no special armor, you can't rely on stats to get you through a tough mission.
Such laughter, and they're singing old songs, linking arms. But that was from a happier time.
Did I mention that Clockwork Heart also has creepy mind-reading abilities and likes to go on long diatribes? Okay, to wrap this up, Dishonored so far seems like a great and intriguing game. It's full of good dialogue, interesting and deformed characters, fun abilities, and a killer setting. My first impressions of the title are fantastic, but check back soon for my full closing thoughts once I've beaten the game. Thanks for watching, hope to see you again.
I told you the knives go on the left. They've always gone on the left. You never listen.
Shut up, Grandma! I'm reviewing a game!